that he drilled 4 new balls
Really?
for tonight's block, and he just wants to try and find that same reaction again. He's not so much worried about the breakdown. He'll just throw it over it. But he needs to find that same reaction he had throughout the week with one of these new balls. That'd have been a nice parlay. Split into the bird dog for the strike.
If you look at the women's side here, Richie, I was actually looking to see where Michelle Feldman was coming into tonight, and about 60 off the show. So
well,
we're seeing her every week.
You know, it's a little different this week because, you know, the pattern's so short. Her ball's not as conducive to the oil pattern as some of the straighter women. Some of their speed, some of their tilt, their rotation. You know, Michelle likes that oil in the middle, oil down the lane, because she's the only woman who can get it around it on the back. Some of the other girls can kind of do it, but not nearly as well as Michelle. She said one of her keys tonight was she wants all the women to really play further right and throw a lot more surface. That way, you know, she's the only one left to 15. She figures out the front and how to get it to the spot, and she could be unbeatable tonight.
And if you watch her on the show the last couple of weeks, is that amplified for her? That, you know, because the men break it down first, and then is that more of an advantage for her?
As you can see last week on the show, it definitely was. You know, her Missy's reaction was awful. You know, every time she moved left, she moved into more friction. Every time she got it right down the lane, you know, she didn't have nearly enough curl back to make it. So, but as Michelle, you know, she could get it to the front with her tilt, get it back with her hand. You know, as long as she, you know, every time she makes the show, you know, if they bowl the late match, her odds of winning go way up.
You think that's a strategy that she's using each week is get to match play, and then when they're on their own pairs?
You know, every time there's more than, you know, 39 feet of oil on the lane, yeah. She's the only one who can, you know, do anything with all that pattern on the back. So all the other girls are trying to use that for tug down the lane, and it's really not possible because there's just so much of it.
We'll have to keep an eye on her and see if she starts to make her run like she's done in the other weeks.
Yep. Right now, Pete looks like he's got a little bit of hang on that left lane.
I was just looking at the men's side, and a lot of names that people are familiar with that we haven't seen much of this year. The Webbers, the Mika Koivuniemis, Ryan Schaefer, who makes a lot of shows, Patrick Gallen, Rhino Page.
You know, the hook ball's been in play so far this year, and, you know, that's why you're seeing an array of names. The left hasn't played too well. Obviously, Big Wes, you know, with the hook ball being in play, he's going to be in play every week, obviously. But guys who have a little bit too soft a speed and too soft a hand, you know, their ball's done some funny things before the spot the last couple weeks, first half of the season. And like I said, the left this is the best the left has looked all year.
Only 2 of the 8 lefties did not make the field of 32 this week, and that would be Andrew Kane and Jason Couch.
Yeah, Jason's going through a rough patch. I think Jason's just got bad ball selection going on this year. He every time I've bowled with him or near him, he seems to have a pearl, pin up, you know, something that just kicks way too hard off the end of the pattern and is too susceptible to the carry down. He's not. I just don't think he's making the right ball choices right now. Obviously, that'll change like it did last week. Last week there was enough surface to where those pearl balls actually hooked. His weaker balls actually did the right thing. I see a lot of splits so far tonight. I think, well, Weber kicked one out. Nobody's left one on this pair yet between Delutz and Mika. They left some in practice, though, boy. I'll tell you that.
You found that happens a lot this week on this pattern?
Man, I'm good.
They start getting tighter down the lane?
Oh, yeah. They they got real tight. I know today, my 9 games, I was lost. I did not bowl well today. The every move I made was wrong. Every ball I grabbed was wrong. Apparently I did everything backwards today.
As we get a look at Shalin here from Malaysia, has not made one of our shows yet, but she has won pretty much everything else worldwide. Great international player.
In fact, she's not bowling next week. She has to go accept a medal in her home country.
I was very impressed with her. I helped TV coordinate